Okay. So this game was very challenging for me, mostly just because this guy right here never gets played anymore. Like he's just so useless. Well, I think he's quite useless to be honest. And um, I wasn't kind of ready for this matchup. This matchup, and so I just yeah, I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't prepared. Anyway, that is irrelevant. This. Okay. So, we've already got a few notes. So, close distance from cover to access squishies, land knife and brawl range, weave in shotgun usage to create combos, stop ulting into a relevant space, um, have to land axe, engage on stuff that can be brawled, find the right target, aim knife, throw with purpose. So, there's really like a few things for each category here, really. Um, so, we need to find the right side. So let's start as we always do. Who can we as Junker Queen access? Well, we can access this and we can access this. Those two are essentially free. Obviously, Anna has got two cooldowns, which make our lives kind of miserable. But the good thing about defense is we can play this insane piece of cover here, which can essentially allow us to just poke her for free. And even if she tries to rotate up here, we can just poke from this corner, weaving in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And that will allow us to try and force out a cooldown. If she throws sleep completely pointlessly, like just throws it and we weave in and out, then we won't get hit. And even if we do get hit, we're on a high ground where we are difficult to access for everybody. Um, and this space will essentially just it being in this area will probably make it okay. Um, and then the other target is Cass. Cass has got roll, which with Axe's wind up, because it's so easy to spot and then be able to react to. If Cass has got roll on cooldown, um, and it kind of it just because it's such a good movement ability, it does make it a little bit tough because like if he times it right with the knife pull as well, he can completely stop knife from even pulling. Is what I found out because it's strong enough to actually completely counteract the pull motion. So um, it's important that we get that roll out early if we want to axe him. The mercy is possible, but with a Farah is where it becomes difficult because it can happen where you can get onto her, but it's very specific based, um, and it's not guaranteed. And then this is the important thing, which me and Mick had a slight discussion about, which was what does Queen do, or how can Queen deal with this guy right here? And essentially, Queen can just force his cooldowns because he's got such a big hitbox, and he's just like, especially with the shotgun as well. It is anybody who plays Queen into Hog will know that this guy's head is ginormous, and is actually quite a big hitbox, and often leads to just like a very, very, very easy to force out cooldown. So, if you weave in and out of cover, he's usually gonna try and throw a hook onto you to pull you in. Um, which for him is the skill shot. For us, it's the mechanic. It's not very mechanic intensive to strafe. It's very mechanic intensive to try and land a hook on a target that's strafing in and out of cover. And then if we deal enough damage, he's probably going to pop hook to try and stop you from weaving in and out of cover and pull you into space where he can get his value. Um, and if he misses that hook and you continue to pressure him, he's going to pop the breather. And then once those two things are out, he can no longer control any sort of space. Especially on defense as well, where we can leverage the space that we already own, which is this high ground, which isn't perfect. And really thinking about it, I shouldn't be here. should be here. Because the kill box doesn't start until about there. I mean, actually, I'd say the line is a little bit more curved. I'd say the line is probably there. And then this is the kill box. Hold on, actually, let me change the color of this. So the kill box will be pink. The kill box is probably something a bit like that, which I haven't considered whatsoever here. I mean, this'll be the kill box for us, but I mean, it also, you know, extends all the way around here. I mean, when you're controlling gas station, it is potentially one of the most dominant high grounds on a point in the entire game. Because it just gives you like this here. It just provides so much cover as well. That's so much cover for people to play around. So immediately I'm out of position, but let's see what we do. And I think I remember what we do.
Attackers incoming.
My hand needs a knife.
The payload.
I hate that I'm not throwing knife without purpose. And immediately, I've popped shout. I should have used a bit of shout there. Because look at where I am now. I've immediately had to concede all of this space. And now I'm actually in open space. Where like, the nearest cover is back there. It's just a small map thing. I should have, once I popped shout, that should have been, I popped shout about there. That should have been time to run away. You know, we can path around there, we can path through here, we can path this way. Don't ask me what that arrow was. But those were the 3 opportunities there. And I didn't take any of them, and now we're actually in a very bad space for Brawl. And I'd say I do the right thing here. And now we've lost 2. The issue is I could have knifed her first, which pulls her. And because I know how she's going to path, because I know where she's going to go, she doesn't know her trajectory the same way that I know it, because I can preempt it. So it's always favourable to knife somebody first, simply for the reason that I know the trajectory that she's going to take. She doesn't know the trajectory she's going to take. I mean, maybe in Overwatch League she'd be able to predict that, but we lose 3 here. It's just time to walk away. It's time to walk away. We're down 3.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Okay, we lost 3. Should have just walked away because now these guys are down tank. And that's the D.Va swap. As D.Va here, what we're obviously looking to do is to deal with this Pharah. But I'm not interested in the D.Va right now because I actually could have made that work. That Queen could have worked, but it's always better to swap sooner rather than later. And I obviously was struggling with the concept of making a Queen work in that situation. And as far as I'm aware, we actually win a lot of fights here. Yeah, we win 2 fights there, to be fair. We get a bit of stall.
I'll have us in and out in no.
So, this is actually going to be shorter than I thought. I forgot I swapped off of the Queen. Same thing again, except now we can actually add all 3 of those. And this, I'm going to call a half. Because that is very, very much specifics. specifically if one of my DPS can force a super jump, or if she's playing too far up and I land a knife on it. Those are the two times where I'm going to say it is acceptable for me to attempt to kill the Mercy. Yeah, I would say those are the two times where it's acceptable for me to try and go for the Mercy. But when I've got three targets here who I can actually deal with, I'd expect to see me go for those. So if we look at the this Hanzo lands. Yep, he does that to me. Yeah, taking the high ground there though is the right play. Now forcing it down main into this Roadhog isn't. Why would I not just knife the hog in? He slapped in front of me. Now the high ground is free for the taking. I should just walk up. I hope I just walk up. Yeah. I mean, by the time I've made this rotation, my cast had already killed everything. This isn't the worst thing ever. I didn't know there was going to be an Ana there. Sometimes closing the gap with shout is a bad thing, and honestly, the hog could have killed me there if he was clever. Also, I don't know why I'm stepping away from a Hanzo. I want to be in close range. Get lost in the source there. Target swapping quite a bit. Yeah, I target swap a lot there. I also step out of brawl range. And honestly, the only thing that Hog can really threaten here, like obviously he can threaten things, but if I'm challenging their backline, Hog can't get any value because he needs his backline to follow up on stuff. Because if my backline is stacked as a 4, then that means that he can't get any value because he can't one-shot anymore. Not without an insane skill shot, which at this elo I don't think is going to happen. And I mean, even at high elos, you'd expect to see it still counted. There, I get why I'm forcing payload, because it's leveraging space. What I should have done there... So I'd say actually this is probably the right play, because what they're playing... If I try and rotate around the back, I fall out of favour with my backline, because I mean, even though Hog is actually quite low here. If I go behind here, what's going to happen is my Ana is no longer valuable. So if I'm here, Ana can't do anything from back there, which means that I have to be completely self-sustain against 4 things, which just doesn't happen unless I land a 4-man axe, especially against a Roadhog Hanzo though, because their burst potential plus the Ana who can anti-me, it's just like, it's not possible. This is where the issue arises. Hog drops into my face. And I'm playing here. When I could play here, weave in and out of cover. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And then, like, this Hog is just getting beamed in the head. Well, I mean, first, obviously, cast. We get this cast, we get this cast. If we have to pop shot, we have to pop shot. We've got a Mega right here. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I force this cast out. He's gone. Now we do the exact same thing to Hog. We're just hitting straight headshots. And actually, I don't know this at the time, but he's already doesn't have breather, which means that I can force him either to walk away or I can force his support attention. Now we're creating space. Now we're really making their entire team having to either drop or support this Roadhog. And because I'm under as well, it means that Hanzo's only opportunities for value is trying to... I mean, it would have been to try and ego peek my Cassidy. Where's my fire? My fire is up here. So my Farah actually has now got high ground as well because there's no Anna up there. It's just a Hanzo. But if I play back here, I can force this cast. And if they back off, then we just get free cart push. And then I can just rotate to the next cover, which is probably either over here, or I go take this high ground, and now I have high ground control for my Farah, which means that she's now got free reign of these skies. Because this is the better high ground to have. This high ground is okay, but it does kind of provide the cover that Farah wants. So that's what goes wrong there. And then I also knife a Nano Cassidy, which, you know, not killable.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Looks like somebody wants the death pay.
We need to clear a path for the payload.
We lose two. It's just a chill scenario.
My hand needs a
Although
man.
landing that knife, I don't even hate the shout, although we probably could close the distance. But now, we know that they're down Cassidy. He's all the way back there, and we are up. This is where I would just expect me to see, like, just force the payload again. And this time if I force payload, then they're probably going to drop, or I can rotate up to the high ground to try and get on this back line. You know, there's a few options. I wouldn't say that this is a one and done, like there's only one thing that I can do here. I would say forcing payload is not the worst strategy in the world, although push the advantage. You know, we're about to be 5 ultimates. Yeah, we're about to be 5 ultimates, so I don't think it's even the worst suggestion to just say Mercy just dropped. I'm dead set on this high ground.
Heroes never die.
I know now though this Anna's a free kill. I get the kill. I could hear a Hanzo behind me. These audio cues,
They brought one back.
like my inability to use audio cues is really bad. Could have popped axe immediately. And actually, let me just check this. Options, sound, audio mix. Playback device, yeah, no, the playback device is fine. Dolby Atmos. I think that, yeah. Yeah, we want that on probably. I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe that would be pretty good for me too. Yeah.
30 seconds remaining.
Let's see.
Seconds remaining.
Time's up. Get in there. No time for women. Time for the reckoning.
That's unfortunate with the ult. Although it would have been into a relevant space, I could have followed up on it individually. And down cooldowns, it's just chill time. I didn't chill then. Getting in and out of cover.
You weren't watching the skies.
Wait. Okay, it's completely irrelevant. Oh, I thought he was shooting at Mercy. I was going to say, how did he not do that? Yeah, that's the end of that. Okay, right, let me just change something quickly. I don't need this on. Don't need that on. Those two can stay off. These though, these two settings, Mick has been telling me to turn surround sound on. That should maybe make it a little bit easier. Okay. Anyway, what are the notes? Okay. Use cover a lot more. Like when we're leveraging space, what we need to do is use cover, heavy amounts of cover, like we're bubble dancing with Winston. So one bubble dance with cover. Two. Um. Uh, 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 um. We didn't really get that many ults off, so I don't have anything. There wasn't much Queen gameplay, in fairness. What are some other space? I would say that was the biggest one though, like using the cover, but like just that's a big thing though as well. Is like leveraging this space because it's a new. I think as well though, like this gameplay standard seems really low and it is really low, but that's because it's a new meta, and honestly, new metas usually tend to mean that like the standard is going to drop a little bit before people start to understand it and pick it up. But now as well, I think there's more Queen players as well, and I think it's starting to become more and more apparent that like Queen is the meta, and so I think the standard will start increasing quite rapidly. So bubble dance with cover, in and out. Um, two, two, disengage. Okay, right, well. Disengage. Okay, right. Right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna swap back to this. Okay. Comp notes. JQ. Bubble dance. Like Winston. Using cover. Comma. Comma to leverage space. Disengage. Always. No, disengage on shout. If not. If still in contested space. Disengage on shout if it is forced. No, this is comp notes. So disengage on shout. Almost always. No. Hold on. I can't believe I just deleted that. Comp notes. JQ. Bubble dance with cover to leverage leverage space. Disengage with shout. I'd say it's like what happened there was we needed to disengage on shout because we were in a contested area. Um, would you say it's because it's a contested area? Um, yeah, disengage with shout if it's forced out. And then like just the map specific there for Route 66 was we were playing the wrong high ground. Um, so actually, yeah, where is your kill box. Because even though it's not like Scrim, where there is a set kill box and anything not in that kill box is just gonna not die ever because nothing else is shooting it. In comp, you'd expect that it's needed for me.
Hey.
It's needed for me to just get the solo value.
Is where I say it is. I need you, Gracie. You got too close, didn't ya?
We'll see if this helps
Double
with my
Check the grid out of your knickers and move.
yeah, we'll see if this helps
Double, triple.
with my audio issues. I just like don't listen, like don't understand. Also, one more thing that I need to check, because this actually will kind of have an effect on the game. Does Junker Queen bleed stack? At base level you won't get a lot of health from wound around 50, but it can stack. So her melee does 30 damage, the same, this was October 22nd. Wounds stack, I think they all do the same damage except her ult, which does more. I think it can be cleansed like Dynamite. I know exact numbers, but DPS from 1 or 2 bleeds isn't severe on its own, it's the abilities that'll hurt there. Command and Gracie's throw will do 15 over that 3 seconds. Carnage is 40 and the ult is 100. They do stack. That's actually an achievement for her to apply multiple stacks. Let me check that quickly. I think they do stack, which means that like it's a knife pull into or like into shotgun melee on like on a squishy that's easy to kill, like Torbjorn. It's pretty good, or like knife pull into shotgun axe, or like, and because you get immediate, like if somebody, like if you axe a target and then they get blown up, you get the 80 heals that you're supposed to get. Let me just using Junker Queen's Jagged Blade and Carnage to pull and kill an enemy in quick or competitive play. Oh, we've already got it. That's why. Have 7 of Junker Queen's wound active on enemies at the same time in quick or competitive play. Yeah. So that's the only one that we need to get. 21 or 22. But yeah, that one. So yeah, they stack, which means that like spamming them, so like knifing after every shotgun and stuff. Like, okay, hold on, let's just go test this. I don't know how much melee does, to be honest. It won't be much. It'll probably be like somewhere in the, you know, 20, 30 maybe. I think it's less than knife throw. I'll take 100 damage, not that it'll be that much. Yeah, 80 damage will be enough. Okay, 220. That's a good number. Let's find out. It does 31 heals. So, you know, a knife pull into. That's almost 100 heals that you can get immediately. Just from one combo. Let me just go test this now. So, I want a knife pull.
You got too close,
Yeah,
didn't it?
it's quite a bit of heals. So just spamming them as well.
Double kill.
Like constantly spamming it and like building it and just like getting the additional bleeds and like
You're
stacking
embarrassing
everything,
yourself.
and
Triple kill.
Are
So,
any of you even trying?
that's just
You're
like a little thing there
scattered,
as well.
mate.
Oh, and also a little bit of Junker Queen tech that I learned. So there's a wind up for an ultimate. So
Time
look,
for the
I can change
reckoning.
direction mid ult. So where you look before you start moving is where you go,
Triple kill.
which I didn't know.
Double.
It's only buckshot. You're allowed to hit back. Come on, fight back.
Double kill.
So yeah, hold on, let me just show you this one as well.
Where's my knife?
So we'll look over to the right,
Time for the reckoning.
and then we swap to the left anyway.
Double kill.
You got too close.
So
didn't ya?
now as well, I know that if targets begin to move because of ultimate, because obviously they're going to move, I can move too. Like I can adjust this ultimate, which obviously makes it a lot
You're
less of a skill
scattered,
shot as
mate.
well, where like you have to predict that they're also going to change a little bit. Because what I was doing before anyway was like,
Oh, you
it's a
got
projectile,
too
so I was using it like a hit scan, but now I actually can use it like a hit scan. Where did the spot go? What? Oh, we missed the box on the head.
Double.
Give up.
Because I can actually aim it as well.
Double kill.
Like maybe I'll be looking here,
Time for
and
the
then actually decide this is
reckoning.
where I want to go. To save myself the pain of going off the map.
Triple kill.
It's
But yeah,
only buckshot.
that's the VOD, and those are some things that I learnt as well. So the Junker Queen attack is actually improving as well. So yeah, that's the VOD.